Hey, it's Sean, founder of StartupFreedom.com. If you're new to Startup Freedom, what you're going to find on this site is hype-free expert advice for making money online. You see, there's lots of internet marketers and get-rich-quick gurus that want to take your money by selling you their systems. So how do you find legitimate advice for making money online? Well, that's what Startup Freedom does. I go out and interview top online money makers to show you how you can start making money online. So today I want to go back to an interview I did with Ben Lerer, the founder of Thrillist.com. You see, Ben started an email newsletter called Thrillist for guys that recommends the coolest bars and restaurants and fashion and really just what it means to be a cool guy. And since then, he's grown that email newsletter to 2 million subscribers, and he's bringing in $10 million in revenue. I know that's a big figure, but I really wanted to go back and ask Ben how he drove traffic and how he grew such a big email list, because he started with zero money and he spent zero money on advertising. So you started out, you found a writer, you hassled all your friends and family to get on your email list. Now, I've heard from another video you said that one of your greatest ways to build your list, that you built your list, is just by doing sort of joint ventureships that benefit both companies, you and the other company, where you mail for each other or you do promo for them, whatever. But there's a gap that I want to ask you about in there between hassling your friends and family to get subscribers and going out and getting joint ventures. How did your email list grow in between there?
That's a good question. Those were like the dark days,
yes,
where like we'd come in some days and find that the list had grown by like 2 people,
yes,
after like a team of us had like slaved away on creating content and like working all day. But you know, I think that we really stayed slavish about creating great content and about trying to use different mechanisms to get our users to pass along the content. So I mean, we did just a really good job of, you know, constantly changing the template, moving buttons around, messaging the audience in various ways. I remember we used to do like silly stuff, like one day we'd write about a really cool new place and we'd like manually go in and like cross off the tell friends button and like things like that.
Cool.
So that like, you know, to like try and like get people to think that they're not supposed to tell people and maybe they would tell people more. I mean, it was really not particularly advanced techniques of list growth, to say the least, but we did anything we could to get people to tell other people, and we found ways to activate the audience by, I mean, again, it was really just comes back to quality though. I mean, we always grew organically and naturally because the content lent itself to being forwarded. Yeah,
makes sense. So you didn't advertise at all? You didn't do anything like that?
We had no money to advertise.
Yeah.
That was like, and even when we raised money, the stipulation was no advertising. Like, you know, this was for the first few years of the business. We didn't raise enough that we were able to go out and buy market share. We couldn't buy an audience. You had to build an audience by creating great content.
Yeah. I
mean, it's like the same thing. It's our investors drilled that into our heads, and we really like drank that Kool-Aid and believe it. Like, believe it 100%.
That's awesome. So in the emails it says tell a friend. What else did you do to facilitate that viral spreading of your awesome content?
Well, look, I mean, we did do some partnerships early on where we found some small audiences. When we were small, we found other small publications that were willing to do barters with us. They educate their audience, we educate our audience. We had, you know, we did a bunch of that. We did a bunch of events. We did offline events where people would come to the events and we'd capture subscribers by people signing up for access, like when they were out with us.
Mm.
You know, we did stuff that I don't actually think worked particularly well, but we, at the time, thought that it did with, you know, putting stickers into every taxi we got in and on the subway and stuff like that. I mean, we did, you know, every sort of guerrilla tactic that was not executed particularly well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you tried it, and that's all that matters, right? You figure out what works.
We tried everything, and over time we found that, yeah, that partnerships were really one of the most efficient areas of growth, and that's something that we still focus a lot of time on.